Good evening, everyone. My name is Simon Ingham, and I'm the commercial manager at Edwards Coaches. Apologies for not being able to be with you this evening, but I have put together this short video on the history of Edwards Coaches. So a little bit of background about the history first of all. The company started in 1925 and it was founded by George Edwards, who was first granted the operator's license to run amalgamated bus services between Baither and Pontypridd, and that was awarded by Pontypridd Urban District Council in 1925. During the Second World War, Edwards carried munitions workers to factories in Bridgend, and then in the 1950s and 60s to the booming Forest estate. By then, long-distance coach holidays were becoming popular with the advent of luxury vehicles boasting heaters and radios. Popular destinations for travellers were Bath, Blackpool, Evesham, Stratford-upon-Avon and London, and the first tours into Europe also took place into the 60s, and favourite destinations were Ostend, Paris and Austria, which continue to be served by Edwards today. From the 1970s and for the next 30 years, Edwards evolved and grew, and this was mainly through mergers, acquisitions and contract wins. In 1984, the company moved from its base in Baither to the new, larger headquarters in Llantwit-Fardra. This allowed the company to go from strength to strength, from a small operator of 18 vehicles in the 1970s to around 60 vehicles by the year 2000. Edwards moved to Park Business Edwards in 2016. It's a 25-acre site that used to be occupied by Fram's Filters. It hosts an extensive engineering facility with a 12-bay workshop. There's a body shop and an upholstery shop also included on site. Today we have about 450 employees working for Edwards and approximately 200 vehicles overall. We're the largest contractor to Nash Express. We've got 78 Nash Express vehicles under our control. We run local bus services, corporate contracts, private hires, as well as, of course, our own European and UK holiday tour programme. We spend about £8 million a year on fuel. That equates to about £22,000 a day. In 2024, we were awarded the title of UK Coach Operator of the Year in the Route 1 Awards, and that is the title, of course, that we bring through to our centenary year. We couldn't be more proud of that accolade. For more on the history of Edwards Coaches, of course, I'd encourage you to have a look at the recent publication, Edwards Coaches 100 Years by Amberley Publishing. It looks back over the history of Edwards from its early beginnings in 1925 through to the modern day. In the book, there's a foreword by Mike Edwards, and he draws on the fact that a lot has changed over the past 100 years. There's been 21 Prime Ministers. There's been the opening of 2 bridges that span the River Severn, the rise and fall of coal mining in Wales. We've joined the European Union and we've left it. There's been the invention of the internet, email, mobile phones, as well as a health pandemic, of course. There's been the invention of coaches with toilets, air conditioning, plug sockets for charging devices, and of course Euro 6 engines. We do wonder what George Edwards would think of the business today, and equally we wonder what the next 100 years will bring. Just before our open day on the 3rd of August, Mike Edwards announced his retirement. He's going to take a step back, but he's remaining in position as chairman of Edwards Coaches, and it's his daughter Jessica Thomas that's taking the lead as managing director, supported of course by the senior leadership team within Edwards. So it secures the fact that Edwards remain in family control, hopefully for the next 100 years. As well as the book, we've had various items of merchandise released this year, such as postcards, mugs, badges, pens, water bottles, but most excitingly, I think anyway, a scale 176 model of YW68 PCX by Omnidecker Models. These are all available to purchase through Edwards Coaches, and the number is up on the screen as well if you would like to purchase any. I thought I'd just share with you a few more statistics about Edwards coaches. So we've got in the region of 60,000 social media followers. In 2024, we carried approximately 646,000 local bus passengers. We conducted 621 tours, that equates to nearly 25,000 customers. We completed 6,200 private hires, completed 2,750 inspections, 30 repaints, about 300 MOTs. Edwards generously support various sporting organisations. These include the Cardiff Devils, the Welsh Rugby Union, Cardiff Met, Bridgewater FC, Gwalior United, Cardiff City Academy, Ponty United Football Club, Bather Rugby Club, Merthyr Football Club, and Pontypridd RFC, where recently one of the stands has been named the Edwards Shed, and that is in Sardis Road. We held a very special Centenary Open Day on the 3rd of August. I hope that many of you managed to attend. The weather was a bit damp in the morning, but it did clear up, and we really showcased everything that we do at Edwards. We hosted depot tours. There were rides around the locality as well as various forms of entertainment, and a question and answer session as well, actually, with Mike Edwards in the marquee that we had in the main car park on the day. Edwards were also involved in marking the 100th anniversary of the first Bristol to London Greyhound Express motorcoach service in February, because of course Edwards are heavily involved in that corridor today with the operation of the 040 Bristol to London service from our base in Avonmouth. So it's quite funny really, you wait 100 years for a celebration and then two come along at once. We also attended the Imbabus event on the 16th of August this year. A great day was had by all, and we hope to do it again in the future if Michael allows. A personal favourite there for myself was the London Bus for Hires Bristol LH. It's registered VGC 932, and that was new to National Welsh as GTX 761W. It was brilliant to see it in the village of Imber and going up and down over the plain as well. A good example of a Welsh vehicle that still remains in active preservation. It was on the 25th of August that our Battle of Cressy Customer Choice Tour departed, and of course Cressy is twinned with Llantricent, which contributed towards the winning entry of this year's trip. We've also showcased ourselves to various organisations during this year. We've had the likes of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, the CILT, visit us, as well as the Omnibus Society, Bus Users UK, and the CPT, the Confederation of Passenger Transport, besides others as well. It is only right, of course, for me to mention our Maudsley. It was originally registered NV30 and it was purchased by Royal Blue on the 4th of April 1931. Its York, Ward and roller body was replaced with a Thurgood example after the war in 1948 because the body wasn't serviceable. And since then, its restoration journey has continued with Edwards coaches. It's been repainted red and vinyl's been added, as it would have worn in the days of Edwards Brothers of Bather. The bus also featured in October's edition of the Bus and Coach Preservation magazine, and there was a plea in there as well for anyone that remembers the bus when it was in service or have got any information about its history to contact myself at Edwards Coaches to add to the history portfolio of the vehicle. I'm going to talk a little bit now about some of the vehicles that we've had on trial at Edwards this year. It's quite ironic timing in a way that during our 100th year anniversary that we're trialling electric vehicles for the first time. But it just shows how the world and vehicles are changing really. So first of all, we trialled a Volvo BZL, and then we had a Yutong E9L, and that was followed by an ADL Enviro 100 EV, as well as a Yutong GTE 14 coach. We've also trialled the Mercedes E-Citaro and another follow-up with the Volvo BZL. And most recently, we've trialled an 11.8 metre Enviro 200 MMC. This is ahead of us receiving new similar vehicles to upgrade our local bus fleet imminently. They'll be in a revised Edwards livery for the LBS fleet, and there's a sneak peek for you up on the screen as we speak. We've also been involved in trialling repowered electric buses on behalf of Transport for Wales. The one was repowered by Magtech, registered YJ62FKY, and the other has been repowered by Equipmake, and the registration of which is YJ62FJO. We've been trialling them for a period of about 3 months. Overall, the trials have gone really well, and of course we're feeding back the findings and the results back through to Transport for Wales, as it may inform the future of buses in Wales, whether repowering vehicles is or is not the right way forward with franchising in mind. In terms of new vehicles, we've got a Yutong GT14 which is due with us imminently, and we've also committed to buying 2 brand new Mercedes-Benz Turismo vehicles for our tour fleet due with us in June 2026. In terms of recent challenges, there's been changes to home to school transport in Rhondda and Taff. So the school walking distance has changed from 2 miles to 3, and this has dictated fewer school contracts to fish from the pond from, and as a result of the retendering process, we've gone from operating about 50 vehicles down to about 15, most of which of the surplus have been put up for sale, but we continue to operate those that were re-awarded to us from September this year. So what else is in store then as we come towards the end of our centenary year? Well, we've got a big staff party on the 1st of November. Lots of people are looking forward to that, as you can imagine. And really, we're looking forward to year 101 and beyond. We're very proud to have been awarded official Team Wales travel partner for the Commonwealth Games. They're in Glasgow in 2026. So we're going to be busy transporting various athletes to and from Scotland next year. And yeah, we're really looking beyond that as well into the next 100 years to really determine what the future is going to be like. I think that's everything from myself, so I'll leave you in the capable hands of Pasquale Balzano to answer any questions that you may have. My contact details are on the page. If you do think of anything or wish to reach out to get in contact with myself, please do so. And I hope you have a very enjoyable evening herein. Thank you very much, everyone. Speak to you soon. Thanks. Bye.